Hi everyone, also sorry, it's Everia. Okay, so this is my second video on my project I'm doing in college. This one is starting on the research that I've done, and some of it's from Wikipedia, some of it's from other websites that I used. But yeah, I feel weird. I got a t-shirt underneath this. I've lost a bit of weight recently, and my sweatshirts that was fitting me nicely and now too big. I don't know why I've lost the weight, but I have. Okay, so this is Special Project 003 Research. How do music videos raise awareness? When it comes to music videos, the reason music videos raise awareness on so many different topics, if that be mental health, bullying, the LGBTQ plus community, etc. Music brings people together. The reason being is simple, because music is relatable. Music brings people together if it is something good, such as a song reminds a person of a time with friends, something they did. Music can help people if they have had suicidal thoughts, anxiety and depression. A song could have brought a group of people together to create positive awareness groups. Music creates emotions. Some songs like I Am What I Am by Gloria Gaynor and From La Cage aux Folles, and lately This Is Me by Keala Settle, I'm sorry if I said her name wrong, from The Greatest Showman, have become anthems of the LGBTQ plus community, and This Is Me also an anthem for people who are seen on the outside, it might be mental health, learning disabilities, or just seen as different. Music allows people to express what they are feeling without the fear of being mocked. It can give people hope when they haven't had any songs like I Am What I Am and This Is Me, people to say, you know what, I'm not mundane, I don't care what you say, what you think, I'm going to be me, and there's nothing anyone can do. Music allows us to laugh, cry. Music, like books, allows us to go into our own world. Listening to music, we can become heroes, princesses. We can be who we want to be. It can transport us back to a moment in time where we can live what happened to us. It can give us strength. Let us know that we are not alone. If that be having people who we relate to in a music video. Music can be a powerful thing. It can help millions of people. It can also share awareness. Creating content that talks about emotional topics can help bring people closer together. It is a way to spread awareness in a way that people can relate to. The artist Logic released a music video with the song 1-800-273-8255. He created a short story to go along with the song. The video follows the life of a young boy, Coy Stewart, who has grown up and becomes an high school athlete. After realising he has a crush on a boy, Nolan Gould, at school, he returns home to an unaccepting father, John Teedle. The homophobia expressed by family and the bullying at school provide the backstory of the song's dark lyrics. The video is modern, and it shows a lot of issues that have been raised over the years. His video was a good way to back up what his story had to say visually, and show his audience what he meant. Logic was able to create a suicide awareness song that brought many people back together. It sparked the topic on how there should be more music like this being created. This is what I was hoping to do in my special project, to use music to tell a story, to raise awareness on and around bullying. No matter how dark your thoughts get, how low you may be, there is always hope. Another piece that I did was on issue-based drama, and again I got a lot of information off Wikipedia, off other websites. So Special Project 004 Research Issue-Based Drama. This shows that I'm looking at tapes. The shows that I'm looking at tapped into real life issues. Issue-based drama is when drama focuses on highly relevant and important topics, if that be drug abuse, alcohol abuse, mental health, sexual abuse, emotional and physical abuse, child grooming, trafficking or sexuality, etc. That being said, a lot of shows that I am talking about are going to be fantasy, sci-fi, supernatural based. That doesn't mean they don't touch on real life issues. These can be TV shows that I like to watch and that I find easy to talk about. TV shows like 30 Reasons Why are all being fictional and more than likely the least fantasy based show on here. I admit for one I know at least about, but know enough to talk about it. It tells the story of Hannah, a young woman who takes her own life after a tragic death. Her classmate, Clay, finds a mysterious box on his porch. Inside the box are recordings made by Hannah, on whom Clay had a crush, in which she explains 13 reasons why she chose to commit suicide. If Clay decides to listen to the recordings, he will find out how he made the list. This intricate and heart-wrenching tale is told through Clay and Anna's dual narratives. Another show that touches on issue-based drama is Jessica Jones. Now yes, Jessica Jones is a Marvel show, and yes, that means comics. And people might think, how can a show about superheroes be able to relate to real life issues? But although Jessica Jones is based on a graphic novel intended for adults, this is not a superhero story for kids. This Marvel show offers one of the most eye-opening and freshest take on dealing with subsequent PTSD following sexual assault and abusive relationships. Jessica Jones suggests even women with super strength can struggle with their mental health, and all survivors have the power to push through their trauma. Even though a lot of things that I picked to talk about are fantasy shows, you'll be surprised all of the content touches on real life, and I think that is why people can relate to them. Originally, I said 3 of the best shows were Teen Wolf, Shadowhunters and Highlander. However, after talking to my friends and things on shows, started coming to mind again, all fantasy based. Teen Wolf. Based on the 1980s movie Teen Wolf, follows a group of teens. Some are werewolves going through high school and at the same time fighting supernatural beings. In Teen Wolf, you have the character of Styles, who's the best friend of the main character. He is diagnosed with ADHD, which right away makes him relatable to so many young people. We learn that Styles' mum died having frontotemporal dementia, and in season 4, Styles starts to believe he has the condition also. After having tests, they come back that he does. However, being Beacon Hills, everything isn't how it seems, and of course being Beacon Hills, it's linked to the paranormal. The fear he has that he might have the same condition as his mum, or even just having a character, the reaction of his dad and friends. Having people who was for sure who might have lost someone to frontotemporal dementia, caring for someone with frontal dementia, right away, along with the ADHD, makes Styles relatable. Not because he's the only human in the pack, the only original human in the pack, but because he is living real-life day issues. Another character from Teen Wolf is Isaac Langley, who when we first meet him is a shy, timid, scared shell of a boy. We find out that this is because his father is physically, emotionally and mentally abusing him. Again, this makes Isaac relatable, not because he gets bitten and becomes a werewolf, but because he is facing problems that people face in real life. We see him grow once he has found a place and people he feels like he can belong with. He finds a home and people who support him and there for him. They help him overcome his fears and support him. Teen Wolf, like I say, is although fantasy based, did have some subjects that was very issue based. Styles and Isaac weren't only the only ones who faced the first share of issues in Teen Wolf. And it was only when I was writing this I realised how issue based Teen Wolf is. You have people with epilepsy, people who's adopted, and LGBT representation as well. Shadowhunters. Based on a book by Cassandra Clare, Shadowhunters again, even though a fantasy show, really did touch on a lot of issue-based drama. They touched on people coming to terms with their sexuality, coming to terms with the loss of parents, drug abuse and asexuality, which many shows tend not to do. Also, mental health. You have Jace. In the first season, his mental health is affected when he finds out some of his family history. Again, like Styles, even though they took a real life thing, gave it a supernatural twist, they dealt with it very well by giving Jace PTSD and DPD, which for myself, I could relate to having DPD myself. After everything that Jace has been through, it's astonishing that he was able to keep himself sane the whole show. The show also showed how mental health affects people around others. I think that Alex's story for Jace is both heartwarming and heartbreaking. The storyline told how Jace's mother began forgetting where she was, hallucinating, and eventually went on to commit suicide. Now Jace is acting the same way, and he doesn't get any help. There's a chance that he could do something stupid, and Alex is scared of what is happening to Jace. You also have Alec, who in season 1 is coming to terms with his sexuality. He's trying to find his feelings for Jace, having a marriage arranged for him, and meeting Magnus, who he does go on to marry. Spoilers. Alex started off as a brooding psychic. He didn't say much. Alex's feelings complicate everything because in Shadowhunter's world, being gay is frowned upon, and can lead to you being disowned. Once he meets Magnus, he seems to open up a bit about his feelings until other areas of his life start to fall apart. Alex is important because he's a reflection of a young adult. The fear, the anger, the rejection that he goes through are typical feelings that everyone experiences. Raphael in Shadowhunters is asexual. In the books, he's aromantic and asexual, but in the show they just label him as asexual. This for me was personally a punch in the air moment being asexual myself. Asexuality isn't talked about much on TV. Shows and sometimes on TV shows, and sometimes even getting erased, turning the character straight or just ignore it. Many people don't know what it means to be asexual. So having a character come out and say that they are asexual is a start. It opens up dialogue and helps people realise that they are asexual also. There was also Izzy's story, where she has suffered from drug abuse as getting hooked on the drug Yin-Fen. I will say this is the one time I got annoyed with the show, and I felt it completely got what Yin-Fen was wrong and didn't follow the books. When Isabel Lightwood was injured, the character of Audrey refused to let her go on a mission to the Citadel unless she recovered. Audrey tricked Isabel into taking the drug, telling her that it would heal the venom-infected wound at a much faster rate. Desperate Isabel agreed, and Audrey applied a small dose on her back. She immediately felt the effects, and Audrey had given her the okays and quickly became addicted to it. Star Trek Discovery. In Star Trek Discovery, it turns out Spock struggled with learning disability as a child. The Vulcan condition has symptoms like those of dyslexia. When Spock shows up in Discovery, his mind is troubled. He paces about repeating precepts of Vulcan logic, passages from Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland stories, and sequence of numbers. Again, being someone who's diagnosed with dyslexia and being autistic, this was a moment I punched the air. To have characters diagnosed with the same condition as you, and so many others, makes you feel less alone. I think that is why fantasy shows do real life issues so well, because they show that superheroes go through the same issues that we do. So yeah, that is part 3 and 4. Yeah, I'm actually getting through this pretty quick, but I think for now I'm going to put that aside, because it's almost Halloween, and I have spooky videos to record. But for now, I'll say love you lots and lots, like jelly tots, and I'll keep it wicked weird.